Hello, everybody. We are here in week 5 of NASA, HMG versus the BALN Ballers. Both these teams pretty much in the playoff race here, trying to, as we get into the middle of the season, push their way into one of these playoff spots. As we get into this Nightmare game here, what are your thoughts here, Pato?
AJ, I think it's a lot more important for every week passes. A win's more important for each of these teams, right? They want to secure their spot in the playoffs. They want to be in playoff competition. They want to take the first barrier here as they forever kind of lands a nice primary and a great redirect by Doxy as well, opening up the barriers for Heavy Metal Gundam and hopefully increase their chance in the playoffs. You see Bam here throw out his hook. Doxy dodges. The core is intercepted. And BALN Ballers trying to catch up to Heavy Metal Gundam here as they try to open up the top right corner of the map. Night Market here. Stay forever. With that, Might of Colossus Julie has potential scale. Barrier does open for both teams now, and it's going to be really, really important for the goalies to hold. Dr. Bebop uses Tofu Fortress and Stay Forever with the special. Dr. Bebop with a great somersault gets it out, but this is Zay with a flip. He uses it. Blue Fox great clear up top, and Bam comes out to help as well. If that's going to be offense done, especially with Blue Fox's slimes, making sure that nothing actually happens except for Zay Forever dashes right past Dr. Bebop, top corner of the net. Great core speed here from Heavy Metal Gundam.
Yeah, incredibly well played by Zay here on this Juliet. It's been a very popular pick as of late, incredibly strong, especially with this Might of Colossus giving Julie even more scaling for dash punch, KO pressure, and scoring pressure.
Yeah, we see the nice flip coming in from Bam. Unfortunately, does not lead to two barriers, and the core speed actually messes up Bebop a little bit there. As our Pauldron's Rubu a little too slow to react to those faraway barriers getting taken. Bam, nice, trying to get a nice confirm on the bottom barrier. Unfortunately, offense is stymied here, and it's Doxy and Zay forever back again, wailing on that Tofu Fortress, wailing on those donuts. But this is Blue Fox with a flip to make many things happen, including this rotation here. But Zay forever wise to it, Repace matches it, and now with the kicks, but nice flip from Bebop as well. Tragic has to burn his flip to get away. Bam almost into strike core, but Tragic makes sure that everything is handled here. And all teams use their energy except for Blue Fox, who is still holding on to the core flip and might come in clutch. As I say that, he just used it. Nothing happened from that though, unfortunately. And we do look at a 1-1 barrier situation for both teams as they try to find rotations or pushes, anything they can. You see Bam holding on to his elusive a little longer, and smartly so as Zay forever dashed in, and then Bam now gets to survive a little. Unfortunately, a little too late on the uptake there as Zay forever comes in. Great redirect. 0-2 Heavy Metal Gundam.
Yeah, Bam kind of in a panic state here as the KO pressure from Heavy Metal Gundam has been very strong. Is a little bit too indecisive between the orb and the barrier, and Zay does a really good job of capitalizing with Doxy, with support, and HMG immediately getting a KO to start off this next point.
This could be a really huge snowball here. Bebop forced to use Tofu Fortress once again, kind of like right as it goes off cooldown, I feel like he has to use it. And again, slow Pauldron's Dubu hasn't scaled yet, but again, we need to kind of see this first set draft to ensure that BALN Ballers can scale in, and Bam gets a really nice pendulum swing onto the barrier, opens up the barrier once again. But now can they make anything happen, because this is Zay forever with the flip, kind of sharking, making sure he can react. Bam, great defense coming out for him as well. And hopefully they can try to push the core through. Tragic, somehow the flip comes out, Blue Fox jumps, but the core goes right on through. And it's 3-0 first set for Heavy Metal Gundam.
Yeah, unfortunately, BALN, Bebop tried to def touch the hook down, and Blue Fox tried to go up with the slime, and ever since then, HMG took the offense and didn't lose it, using the flip to capitalize here, as this Julie is just going to scale. Look at all these incredible awakenings. Opts for the big fish for the Might of Colossus scaling here.
Everything looks really good here. Bulk up taken. I guess Amy has Timeless Creator, which is really good. I wonder if Among Titans will be used here to kind of get scaling, but I don't think Tragic would take it. Oh, he does! Okay, so that Julie is really huge now, and Bam kind of gets the leftovers.
Yeah, this is a really volatile draft. I mean, this Julie is big. This Julie is very big, has 140 power. Dash Punch just takes up, like, a lot of the lane, and has so much KO pressure that Zay is just going to be such a big problem for the side of BALN here.
Yeah, Zay almost matching this huge Pauldron's Dubu in size with that, just by that first draft. Of course, this does mean that Tragic is a little smaller, but faster, but we'll have to see once Bam starts getting those strike cores in with Tragic. He might suffer a little more. Zay forever, without health, nice snipe by Bam with the pendulum. And off he goes off the map, and this is first power play from BALN Ballers as Lufox having tight control from midfield, rotating around Doxy's turret, but unfortunately, Dr. Bebop not quite there in position to catch the rotation as well. But we see BAM trying to 1v2, 1v3 here. Lufox jumps, misses the core, unfortunately, but BAM is still there. Lufox makes it happen. Tragic has to use Barrage to get it out, and unfortunate Tofu Fortress timing stops the offense once again from BALN Ballers. Every time they try to get something done, the pace is kind of halted, and that's a huge punch from Julie as well. Bebop uses his flip to make sure that any more bleeding doesn't happen, but it might be a little too late as it's a 2-on-1 on Bebop. Yeah, core does go in there. Heavy Metal Gundam, great momentum, 4 points in a row.
Yeah, Bebop with the roll. Unfortunately, with staggers Zay, but Zay just bounced off the Night Mark and set it immediately back into the strike core, and I don't think Bebop would ever be ready for that. As that is a really unfortunate point here for BALN, who felt like they were really in control.
Yeah, these are one of those days that things just don't seem to be happening, one of those sets, and Zay forever now once again with Doxy. Doxy dashes in, and the cyber swipe. 2-0 Heavy Metal Gundam, quick 17-second point.
Yeah, incredible use here of the IME turret to push bottom side with the cyber swipe. I mean, the offensive synergy between Doxy and Zay has been so incredibly good, and Tragic is just like pushing up and supporting it really well. As
Could turn tides here as Doxy does use the flip here, and now energy advantage heavily in favor of BALN Ballers. They do immediately lose it, use it, and Lufox unfortunately gets the unfortunate angle once again, misses the dash here. On the Denver servers potentially, and BAM here with the energy though, he can posture in front of his goal, uses the core flip, expertly done by BAM here. He is tying it up or catching up 1-2.
Yeah, this is the momentum that BALN needs. Energy is looking really well on the side of HMG as well, as BAM did a really good job of just like skill checking the side of HMG, reaction checking both Doxy and Tragic.
They're getting past him, but here he goes off the map, unfortunately. Does get the lower barrier in return, but Night Market, 2 barriers might be really quick to fall here as Tragic, yeah, double barrier taken here for Heavy Metal Gundam. BAM is back soon, but unfortunately the turret is lasting forever here as another set taken from Heavy Metal Gundam.
Yeah, the endless turret with the timeless creator, a pickup that we didn't even really mention that much that is so incredibly valuable, and Lufox just wasn't quite ready for the turret to keep lasting as long as it did, as we have more size on the board.
More size indeed, but maybe Bebop can be the one to take it or deny it. Maybe even goes to BAM here as it's not quite denied. So Julie can't scale as much, but still gets a spark and can start scaling. I mean, this just looks like a really rough draft for BALN Ballers once again. Maybe the prime time can come in clutch. I'm not really sure here.
Yeah, Doxy ends up taking the Reptile Rostrom Survivability Awakening that now can no longer go to the side of BALN, which is really hard when you're just getting KO'd. I mean, you don't even need the staggers. That is doing a really good job of getting these dash punches with this 165 power to constantly KO the side of BALN and keep these power plays going.
Yeah, and once again, there's some heavy corner offense on the side of Heavy Metal Gundam. Doxy potentially, maybe that was a little bit greedy, but I mean, that was enough for BALN Ballers to kind of push it out to the midfield, but that's where it stops again, and this time, Doxy won't miss with the cyber swipe. And this is a huge turret with huge timeless creator and a huge flip as Heavy Metal Gundam looks to continue on their dominance over BALN Ballers on this first map.
Yeah, the countless, endless pressure and damage numbers getting put up in this corner offense makes it so it's really hard for Lufox and BAM to really do anything to help Bebop, and Doxy's there just doing such a good job at winning these 1v1, 1v2 situations, and honestly, HMG looks completely unstoppable right now.
I mean, great offense there from BAM, getting the barriers while he can. And I think once BAM doesn't die to Zay, right? I mean, it's just so hard to kind of calculate the Julie dash range there. I mean, Tragic burns his flip. There is definitely a chance here for BALN Ballers, but Zay forever so quick with the offense, going back to help defense in the midfield. Dr. Bebop uses his flip, but even so, unfortunately, the barrier falls now, and Tragic is going to hold that barrier, yes, with that Giga Blast, and then Zay forever with the flip here. BAM uses his Death Touch to rotate the core, but Zay uses the flip. Dr. Bebop isn't gonna let the barrier fall to a flip like that, though, so Zay holds for now, but Zay forever rotating through with Doxy. Lufox holds like a hero, and the Slimes cleared the core a little bit. But once again, core offense, core rotated to a weak side. But Bam this time is the one who gets out ahead with the pendulum swing. Zay forever pressuring Bam here, taking the stagger down. He has flip. He doesn't want to use it except for, oh, a great redirect from Blue Fox here. Instant redirect on the Blobos. He calculated that. And Bam leads that to a flip and a 1-1 tying on set 3 here. BALN Ballers.
Absolutely incredibly well played by Lufox to find the unique passing angle with the slime, something that only really Juno can do, and Bam was perfectly ready for it. What an incredible capitalization here to tie up the game.
Absolutely wonderful. I mean, you could picture Lufox saying, hey, watch this, as he leaves at the Bam. And Doxy uses a flip to get the core out of danger zone. Lufox jumping in backwards to help Dr. Bebop. That's just the amount of pressure that's being put on right now. Bebop perfect somersault counteracts. Zay forever stashing in with the Julie. But now the core once again, almost a hair's breadth to the barriers. Doxy and Zay forever just putting on a clinic here. And Lufox is just playing such a good defensive Juno here, making sure that Ballers stay alive in this ever-critical third set. And now they get the top barrier, but at what cost? Because Bam goes down. It's another power play here for Zay forever and Doxy as well. And Zay has the flip right now. The core just needs to get to him. And Tragic, when Lufox goes a little more aggressive, Tragic has a chance to kind of core flip and turn the offense on the heads. But Bam is back. He is playing dangerously close to the edge again, uses a premature evade, and Zay forever doesn't go for it very smartly. Tragic uses the flip here. Wonderful death touch from Bam. Unfortunately, Tragic does answer with his core flip, and now Zay forever the only flip on the lobby. Doxy using Cyber Swipe. Tragic using the barrage to get it out. Dodges the pendulum swing as well with the core, and now Lufox trying to get it away from Zay forever. Get it off, and the core speed on the Juno Slimes. Clutch 2-1 from BALN Ballers.
Yeah, the Juno Slime AI always will shoot for that the bottom corner, and it is so dangerous, especially in this overtime. That core speed and angle is like so hard to react to, as BALN showing signs of life here as Bam dies, but
But Zay did use a flip, right? And this turret pressure has been so heavy. And I think this might have been the first turret play that wasn't led to a disastrous result from BALN Ballers. They held very well on that one. They had a good answer for Doxy this time. And Lufox even gets the core out with the Strike Wars. And now Zay forever looking dangerously low. Pendulum, Dr. Bebop has the somersault as well. Unfortunately, the power not quite there. Even with the Might of Colossus buff on the Pauldrons, and Bam does get it over Tragic here. This is Among Us Tragic, by the way. He took it to give Zay a little more edge, but that did bite him in the back there as he lost the pendulum swing. And now it's Lufox and Bam who are planning on right around Tragic, a little fast, but a little too small here. And BALN Baller follow up the set. It's 2-1 set right now for BALN Ballers, or 1-2 set for BALN Ballers.
yeah, an incredible comeback set here. This is the exact momentum they need, right? They have the scaling. They have so many cooldowns on their Dubu. I mean, like, the Juno got speed, and would you look at
Hot
this?
shot Juno!
Hot shot Juno!
Yeah, but I mean, heavy impact out here. A team player is always like a key awakening to look for as well. It looks like we might see a heavy impact fall down to Erasmus, and this might be really critical here. And I think Bebop getting Missile Pro can come in really handy. We will have to see if Bebop gets a little more space to breathe in the midfield, then he could walk up, place his Tofu Fortress aggressively, and that's going to be huge. But we'll have to see that in play.
Yeah, I mean,
Hot shot Juno value.
the side of BALN here has just got so much offensive pressure with the core speed, with the projectile range, and like damage pressure here. Like, the amount of offensive potential that this team now has is so dangerous, as we saw immediately. But it doesn't really matter here if they get stuck on this defensive end here by this incredible synergy by Doxy and Zay.
Yeah, Doxy and Zay have been being very good on the offense. I think a good highlight is that the BALN Ballers have also been very strong on offense, and they're kind of pushing the pedal to the metal. They're showing no signs of like stopping here as they continue. They take both barriers. They're keeping Zay forever on the back foot. He has to shy away from Bam, and the core just kind of finds its way in. Is Hot Shot Juno power? Is this it?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing to note too, right, is Lufox also took bulk up. So normally with Hot Shot, it doesn't auto red core. You need like one more power awakening, and Lufox having this bulk up makes it so that like you're hitting the core for like 1800 speed. But that might not matter if Zay just takes both your barriers.
Yeah, this is double flip on Doxy and Zay. Zay looking a little low, but no matter. And Doxy, wonderful core flip straight past Bebop, who commits a core flip to saving it too. So just feels a little bit more worse for BALN Ballers, but pretty good for Heavy Metal Gundam here.
Yeah, an incredible bounce back point. Doxy kind of doing it herself to get this goal here, and Zay and Tragic with energy, but BALN doing a really good job of holding up this offensive pressure for now, forcing Tragic to flip.
Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful offense here from Lufox, who does have that hot shot, who does have that bulk of value. Even dodges Zay Forever's dash punch, and now it's Doxy and Zay's turn. I don't think that core is saved by Dr. Bebop. The log, I think, coming in huge redirect here. And Bam and Lufox do manage to get the core around, but Zay Forever missed that flip to getting Bam off the field, and that might be really, really worth it here. Because Bam is the one who is completing these goals. So Bam, gotta wait 5 more seconds for him to join. The Night Market gates are up, and Doxy cyber swiping around anyway to get the core through Zay. Zay should have dash punch up soon. They're just waiting for that. But Bam comes in, takes Doxy off the field. Goodbye, Doxy. And now it's power play for BALN Ballers as Tragic spends his Giga Blast and Barrage. And now it's Dr. Bebop coming in with the log. Unfortunately, slight unlucky angle off the Night Market, and Bam does have to retreat to get the orb for his health, for his safety, really. And yeah, Bam is going to be really helpful alive and trying to stun with Lufox, kind of coordinate an offense here, but unfortunately doesn't come of it. And now Tragic does have flip here and can aggressively, yeah, try to Giga flip Bam off. Bam does use it very, very smartly here. And Tragic looking for some kind of opening here. It looks like he really wants some action to happen on the other side of the field, trying to play on a offensive high pressure, and Bam might go on the field here again. Yep. Great set of kicks by Zay Forever as Bam is taking off the field. Really hard to survive in this economy here. Dr. Bebop's open goal flip. Lufox saves it somehow, but Tragic also saves the barrier. This really good, and Bam is up, but Tragic continues to hold the barrier expertly as Zay Forever just kind of trying to get his skills online and dash punch in, but Bebop gives time for Bebop to come up with the log as well, and Lufox uses the flip, really wants this barrier open, but Tragic is holding so well. A nice angle, and Tragic gets even that. And it feels like Bam and Lufox are really throwing everything they have, but now there we go, the great redirect overtime core speed as Bam and Lufox controlling the midfield here, seeing the pendulum and gets it in past Tragic and Doxy. A 2-1 lead for BALN Ballers on set 4.
I mean, a masterclass on a defensive end by all 3 members of BALN Ballers. And such incredibly well played here. The double size Erasmus able to get the pendulum sling across the cross clear. So well played by BALN. They've shown so much life here. Potentially bring back the series.
Zay Forever uses a dash punch on Bam. Unfortunately, Bam does not fall off the cliff this time, but he is staggered, and now Zay on the hunt gets Bam. Bam just can't stop getting focused down as, yeah, once Bam dies, there is a hole in the defensive wall of the BALN Ballers. Lufox does hold though, and great slide placement gets it past Tragic, and Bam is now up just in time. Hey guys, did I miss anything? No, just welcome back on the offense. And Bam comes in, Tragic trying to hold, but Lufox is coming from the bottom. Zay Forever spends flip, but no matter, Lufox finally connecting with that dash redirect on Juno, and BALN Ballers have all caught up.
Yeah, Lufox is playing so well. I mean, this is always a thing with Juno. You could just roll Hotshot and take over the game, and we do see Sparks on the board with 2 people, one on each side, having taken Sparks here with the Juno and Julie, but you never really know, right? A lot of people don't really like leadership. This Awakening is kind of bad, but Lufox is opting for the other Spark here.
Yeah, Zay definitely taking the size over to just get that might synergy over a leadership, and now extra special for the Dugu might be huge, as well as Spider Flight. But yeah, I think this really worked out, but Doxy getting Castellas actually might not be... It actually might be really good, especially the turret offense that Imi has been doing. This might be low-key crazy build. But yeah, both teams, I think, have gotten a draft that they're reasonably happy with here, absolutely. And now Zay Forever kind of dashing in with that newfound size. With that turret, it's going to last forever with the Castellas and Timeless Creator, and Tragic kind of coming in with the Barrage. Bebop too late, unfortunately, on the Somersault to parry all of the barrages. And now Law comes out, Lufox and Bebop double goaling. Zay Forever dashes, unfortunately wasn't able to follow up with Punch, and now that slime, that Juno slime with the hot shot red coring instantly. And coming in is Lufox holding down the top side against Doxy and Zay. The rotations are happening, but Tofu Fortress coming down at a great timing here as Bam joining the action, unfortunately taken immediately off the field. Butterfly isn't going to see him for that. A preemptive somersault by Dr. Bebop lets him be in the perfect position to hold that, but there we go. Zay Forever threads the needle.
Such a disrespectful punch by Zay, trying to catch Blue Fox walking back. That is evil. Incredibly well played by Zay here to get the double KO, and HMG trying to prove that they're not going to get reverse left here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Zay Forever constantly dashing into Bam, kind of reminding him who's boss on this field. Bam has to, every time Zay gets more power, Bam has to watch out that much more and kind of calculate how close to the edge he can stay on. But yeah, so Bebop and Bam kind of rotating the core around Doxy, who has flipped Zay Forever once again with the dash, once again with the kicks coming out, and Bam making sure he takes Tragic's orb at the least, at the very least sharing it with him. But yeah, life has been very hard for this Rasmus right now, and great redirect coming out from Tragic, but this leads to a double barrier, perhaps a little too eager on the offense now, and it's Bam and Blue Fox trying to read Doxy's redirect, but unfortunately Doxy just pushed through honestly instead of trying to sneak redirect and get caught by Blue Fox instead. And now Zay Forever with the flip, with the dash punch, with the kicks. This is going to be a really hard hold once again for BALN Ballers, and Blue Fox unfortunately was there at the right time. Unfortunately the strike doesn't quite connect.
Yeah, I mean, this turret, this Deadeye timeless cast, so much damage, so much pressure. It's so hard to really do anything about it, but on the bright side for BALN, you do have nearly 2 flips online. And hopefully they are able to find something with them to get this offense going.
Yeah, Blue Fox, if he used that flip aggressively there, I think he would have been taken off the field. Very smartly holds on so it kind of backs out, and now he can use the flip in relative safety, rotates it to Bam. Bam can get a second one with the pendulum swing, and now a core, red core getting redirected around Nightmark is just so scary to see. Kind of trying to buy some time for Bam to get into offensive position safely. Unfortunately, the core doesn't go through until Bam kind of retreats out, but this is a big Rasmus who does use Death Touch, and with the Tofu Fortress, they're forcing Doxy to use her turrets a little more on the defensive position, and this is Bebop with a flip, can hold a little more, and now Bam trying to 1v2 on the top side. Zay uses his dash, spends his dash, now core's rotated for Blue Fox. Doxy almost getting the barrier there, and this is a scary red core, but Tragic Expert Giga Blast forcing Doxy to spend her flip as well. Does Blue Fox as he jumps in, and Death Touch from Bam. Really nasty angle. Tragic is wise to it though, and again, this Bebop, once again, the Tofu Fortress is up, and core goes red. This is a really scary moment, but BALN Ballers are surviving, and they're continuing to make the core go red here in overtime.
Yeah, this is such a back and forth here. I mean, Bebop doing a really good job of pulling both these barriers. Almost ties to Zay though, forced to burn the flip. Zay also using flip here, combos the cyber strike from Doxy to get the barrier. Tragic almost own goals, uses the 2 players to clear it for now. Bam with the Death Touch almost finds it, and Bebop forced to use the Tofu Fortress here. Lufox hits stunning Zay. Bam off the dribble, unable to find anything. Doxy forced to flip. Bebop doing so much damage to Zay, trying to fight back, trying to potentially get this up to Bam to use the flip as Zay goes down off the recovery drone, still low. Bam trying really hard to KO Zay back. Finally proved that he's not going to be the one taken down as the turret does come out here. The corner offense pushing up, but incredible clears by Bebop and Lufox. First use the flip here, unable to find anything to slime. Bam dribbling it down, almost gets it past the Giga Blast as Tragic walking up with his Monk Titans, unable to find anything. The slimes end up getting it past everyone as Lufox H-checks the entirety of HMG, and what a point!
I mean, that Judo Slime MVP this game as well, and you can see Bam really hold on to that core flip, and then immediately goes off the field. Unfortunately, now no energy to evade, and now it's still match point here for Heavy Metal Gundam. BALN Ballers feel good about that point, but they gotta lock in and get 2 more here. If Bam comes on just in time to get that redirect from Doxy, but Zay Forever following up with a punch and a kick, and this is Doxy with the flip, uses the flip past Bebop. No time to react there as Heavy Metal Gundam secure a hard-fought victory here on the first game of the series.
Yeah, and they're really showing their knowledge of night market here. I mean, off to a really dominant start, BALN was almost able to bring it back, but HMG kind of proved why they were dominating earlier. Zay doing a really good job getting this MVP, getting so many KOs, so much value. As what an incredible game by Zay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really gonna fall upon Bam here and Lufox to kind of calculate, to understand like when they can die and when they can't. Unfortunately, Bam put in places where he kind of has to either die to make a play or just kind of fall off the play entirely. But I mean, really big props to BALN Baller as well for coming back from a 0-2 set deficit, I believe, and they really made that last sets look competitive for themselves. So we're moving on to Clarion Test Chamber for the next game. And potentially there, this is the BALN Ballers pick map here, Clarion Test Chamber. So if they can continue their to show their grit and their mettle, I think they can do very well against Heavy Metal Gundam.
Yeah, definitely. They did a really good job of holding on this defensive end, right? I mean, the tag team of Lufox and Bebop combined for 149 saves. Like, if they can just if BAM is able to just stay alive against this KO pressure, it is going to be such a difference maker. We are back for game 2. We have some really interesting comps here. The Dr. Bebop off of the melee goalie on the Vice here, and we have a root goalie, which is not something you see pretty often.
Yeah, pretty good with the Timeless Creator start. Lufox did opt for the fight or flight over Timeless Creator on the Aimi. It makes sense, I guess, as he wants to kind of match speed here. BAM also kind of taking back souls here on the Drakkar instead of like Palm Stick or something. So it might not be as aggressive kill you off the edge comp as initially thought, but the Vice definitely has a huge potential here depending on how the drafts fall. As right now the start looks great for Heavy Metal Gundam again as Tragic holds strong with a barrier, and it's Zay and Doxy once again. They have a open net to work with here. Zay forever kind of getting chunked down here though, and there we go. Doxy with the now midfield heals Zay back up, but again, this is no evade Julie here, and Lufox kind of making sure that he can't get to the core, but once again, all Julie needs is a dash punch.
Yeah, and Zay getting the dash back actually from the fight or flight stagger proc. A bit of a double-edged sword with that, right? You stagger somebody, you get your fight or flight proc, but so do they. And Zay did a really good job of using that to immediately score with the dash punch, as HMG showing the same amount of pressure that BALN kind of pushing up towards the top side here potentially with the bounce house. BAM with the shotgun here, able to take the first barrier, evades the banish for now. Dr. Bebop forced to use flip, unable to find anything here.
Yeah, I mean, it's barrier open once again for the BALN Ballers, and they have to hold an open net here as every single one of his dashes are scary, are deadly even, and it's Lufox and BAM working together to make sure the core doesn't fall under a scary zone for Dr. Bebop here with the Vice. Oh, but the Chain Lightning unfortunately grieves slightly as he hits Doxy, but the core also gets hit. Yeah, so this is really snowbally that I feel is going to be because the drafts, Damage Awakenings haven't come out yet, and I think BALN Ballers are going to need a lot of Damage Awakenings to kind of facilitate what they want to do here, and Dr. Bebop going off to going Banish like that, scary moment, but BALN Ballers great play here, gets double barrier here, BAM coming in with the shotgun, a swift set point here from BAM, gets it in, and BALN Ballers really do have the comp to pull it in. They can snowball out of control if they just get a few good drafts here, and they can run all over this room if they do, but as of right now, it's this first set that's going to be ever so important, and BAM going out with full energy. That's exactly not what they wanted to happen, and Lufox has to be on the run because he has no energy, no evade, uses the turret even, and Dr. Bebop a great defense so far, winning all the strike roars, even trying to teleport in there, but unfortunately Tragic leaves a pillar as he leaves, and BAM dumps his full combo onto Zay forever, and Zay's still alive, hasn't been staggered yet, and Lufox is going to try and kill, dodges the room banish, does BAM and Dr. Bebop, and this is going to be saving grace for Lufox, who's playing inside the side alley here, dodging Zay Forever's primary, and Lufox is going to make it out alive here. BAM is on the prowl, Doxy making sure Zay Forever is healed up with that now, showing plenty of reason for why it was picked, and coming in a 3-1 first set is Heavy Metal Gundam. Yeah, so we're on in the drafts, and we immediately see some size awakenings here. We see 1-2 punch and prize fighter as well. I mean, Zay Forever has been taking heads here, so he could be getting prize fighter value. Explosive entrance on Vice is going to be good. This does mean that Tragic has a good chance of getting team player unless it is cut. So we'll have to see how it goes. Yeah, 1-2 opting for BAM. He does want the kills. And team player falls all the way down to Lufox here. this might come in huge. I mean, BALN Ballers, I think they can kill, but they can also really try to rotate the core around. So we'll have to see how that team player comes into play. But Zay Forever getting size, again, it's always going to be dangerous, especially with the existence of Bulk up here. And yeah, great dash in for the first. And on this bouncy house variant of Clarion's Test Chamber, it's always a little dangerous here to take damage, to move the core around, to just get so much random, seemingly random speed here, as the rune, yeah, the timeless creator value forcing Lufox and Bebop to maybe take a non-scary route, and bam, yeah, he has to dodge her. He's not safe in the corner because that bouncy house is just going to stagger and bounce him right back, and great redirect from Zay Forever here as they lay on the pressure onto Dr. Bebop, and through Device the core goes. Dr. Bebop taking Device over the normally see melee goalies that we commonly associate Dr. Bebop with, but unfortunately it hasn't been working out for him so far. And yeah, a quick first barrier taken from Zay Forever, and Zay Forever and Doxy, along with that tragic rune pillar, they can hold there for days. And unfortunately Bebop not quite there with the creations to weather out the storm, and now Bebop has to use Supernova to survive against Zay Forever as the Dakar combo comes in. Zay Forever low, but Doxy heals him back up again, and now he's out of stagger zone. This now putting a big wrench in the BALN Ballers' plans, and unfortunately the now isn't getting controlled. The Doxy isn't getting focused down, and yeah, Doxy doing a great job of staying safe herself while making sure that Zay is also healed, and Lufox does not go off the field, and the offense can continue on for BALN Ballers. Dr. Bebop teleports in, but Tragic is there, uses the pillar. And now Zay Forever with control of the midfield, very speedy. But Lufox gets the core out. Immediately, core gets banished and slowed down. But now Tragic teleporting to the wrong place, perhaps, as Bebop comes in as well with a Supernova. And now Lufox has to spend his flip. The turret is up, and Tragic's pillar is down. And that's how they get it out, does Heavy Metal Gundam here. And the pillar is lasting continuously. And Bam does not trust that pillar duration, unfortunately. And now he has to work with Bebop. He's trying to get it. He's trying to feed Bebop in, and it doesn't happen. And Zay gets it around. That's all it took. One is all it took because Bebop lingered a little too long there. And the eject button ran out here. Fortunate culmination of BALN Ballers offense. I mean, last time they are going off the field, Lufox Dio does, as Zay Forever connects with that core flip as well on that little Mexican standoff here. And Bam rotating through, Tragic getting the core in the middle, and now it's a huge Tragic just walking up. The Supernova not quite there, not quite enough. Doxy just getting the core to Zay, unfortunately misses the dash punch here, and Bebop gets it out with a great teleport as well as his primary. But now Bam in the danger zone once again. The Julie can dash punch him off at any moment. And Tragic just making sure he gets this aggressive teleport place set up, but bam, there we go. The Jakar shotgun now on the hunt for Zay Forever as well. But this is a big Tragic having control of the Era Orb. He can strike or win anything, yeah, like that. And now Doxy's gonna be back, and another time-buying moment for the Rune Pillar here. But bam, rotating 4 rounds expertly up into the top corner, and BALN Ballers catch up 1-2 here.
I mean, incredibly well played by BALN to potentially bring back the set. They really need this. You don't really want to try to have to reverse sweep for a second game in a row. Kind of putting out this damage pressure. Honestly, Bam doing a really good job at trying to keep Zay in check here.
Yeah, I mean, Zay has been getting really good plays, like just like that, getting the barriers, almost gets a double barrier as well. But yeah, that Bam pick onto Doxy and Jay in the midfield on that Era variant of Clarion's Test Chamber was huge, and that might happen once again here as Lufox gets a great kill onto Zay Forever. Goodbye, Zay. Tragic using his pillars, holding it down. I mean, this Timeless Creator combined with the Atlas just holding down entire lanes. And now Doxy running for her life against this Lizard Man with a shotgun. He has a gun he's chasing, but Bam has to let go to kind of make sure that core is controlled, because Tragic was setting up some impressive looking room pillars. I mean, he set up a pillar all the way in the Dr. Bebop's base here. And that's a very scary moment. Lufox running for his life now against Zay Forever. Does get the orb safely though, so not quite of a wild chase. Tragic here with the flip. Bam and Bebop all ganging up here. Lufox covering the angle. Tragic teleports with the flip. That's the mine that the rune set up all the way from Asura delivered. Bam, though, has plenty of opportunities to score here as he gets the barrier, as he gets the pillar. The Atlas variant, the map closing up, does throw him off a little bit. Now it's Doxy with the redirect. Bebop wins the strike war, gets the core down to Lufox safely. But once again, it's an impressive game from Zay Forever. He dashes in, taking the set. 2-0 is Heavy Metal Gundam here, looking to close things out.
Yeah, hoping to close things out a little bit quicker this game as the offense is just so dominant, right? Tragic has done a really good job of pushing up and playing aggressive and like rotating around with Doxy whenever she gets low. Besides like a few slip-ups, Tragic has done like such a good job at helping keep this pressure up as Zay is no longer gonna die. It's unfortunate. The damage comp can't kill the brawler anymore. The reptile remedy has been taken.
Yeah, and Doxy with the second spark as well, spark of strength taken away. And yeah, it's a quick pivot here with the primetime pickup on the Aimi, and we see Bam with the a little more size, so they're shoring up here. I mean, you can see that BALN ballers have also given up on the idea of we're gonna like pummel these guys to death, and there's a really limited number of things you can do with the awakenings that unfortunately happened on the side of BALN ballers. No bulk up coming out, no heavy impact coming out. But yeah, so we're really seeing BALN ballers kind of set themselves up for a potential comeback, but it's going to be a long road ahead of them. I don't know if it's even going to happen here because on the third set already, on the first point, we see Zay Forever and Doxy taking down both barriers once again very quickly here. Doxy surviving Bam's combo, and now Zay Forever prowling around, might get Bam off the field once again, but Bam survives. Dr. Bebop coming back in time to make sure Lootbox coordinating the saves with Dr. Bebop, making sure everything is just fine and dandy. Bam finally gets the first barrier for BALN ballers, and Lootbox controlling the midfield. Doxy wants to push up with Zay, but Lootbox making sure that everything is locked and bolted. But never mind with the Zay clutch redirects here coming in. Doxy with nice core flip, and Zay with the core flip. There we go. Not shy of using core flips with Heavy Metal Gundam, and they continue on their momentum 1-0 on this third set.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate for BALN. That is like the highest damage form, of course, with the goo. And they just couldn't kill. They couldn't KO Zed. They can't do it. On the bright side, though, you do have a lot of energy used from the side of Heavy Metal Gundam, and that is involved. That is helping them get Doxy low. But she can just walk back for an orb while Tragic pushes up.
Yeah, I think Tragic's aggressive rune goalie plays are really going off here, and he is in control of the arrow orb time and time again on this variant. And yeah, it's looking a little bit grim for BALN ballers. A great banish on Bam again, halting any sort of clears they can do. But Doxy becomes collateral damage of this Dr. Bebop core flip here and a supernova. Tragic gets a great clear off though, and now sets himself up with a 1v1, and he wins it.
Yeah, Tragic using such incredible use of that earlier secondary, right? Like, it's really dangerous that, as we're going to have that secondary up, but Zay just positioning back, letting Tragic take this 1v1, and so incredibly well played. Heavy Metal Gundam might just take it all, but as I say that, get two barriers taken.
And Doxy goes out the field. Finally, Bam does spend his energy, and this is kind of working out in favor, and Bam uses shotgun. Signs of life, signs of... They haven't given up just yet. They can make this comeback happen.
Can they do it, but also take the game? I believe in the BALN ballers. I honestly really well played. They kind of pivoted their target to Doxy, and Bam, yeah, immediately now focusing Doxy, trying to get some good damaging here. But like, this pillar pressure is just so powerful.
Tragic immediately banishing Bam might go off the field, dodges again. He's surviving. Dr. Bebop with the supernova saving Bam once again. The recovery drone as well. This lizard is going to live for now, and this recovery drone might come in clutch later on if they hold on to it. So with the molten blast as well, the Drakkar special coming in, getting both barriers out, evening the barrier count here, and Bam just needs to survive a little longer on these side streets here, on these dangerous streets. If he goes for orb, gets it, immediately uses it to dodge though. It's a very scary variation indeed. And Doxy coming up with the flip, running in. Bam tries to snipe Doxy but couldn't, and there we go. Heavy Metal Gundam closed out 2-0 against BALN ballers.
Yeah, I mean, the offense was too powerful. Like, what is BALN supposed to do? Zay got survivability, and it's like, you can't stop the Julia unless you can get like a cheesy knockback KO. Tragic and Doxy are just rotating perfectly. Every time Doxy gets low, Tragic's just pushing up, and there's nothing they can really do about it. I mean, HMG just played so well, and made this rune goalie pick look really good. I love watching this incredibly like skilled rune goalie gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was definitely... I mean, Zay Forever did, I believe, got MVP, but yeah, we can't really understate how integral Tragic was to Heavy Metal Gundam offense and defense. And yeah, Tragic and Doxy really syncing up, transitioning between who gets to be aggressive and who gets to fall back and snack on the orb in the corner really made all the difference. Because BALN ballers, the scoreline may not look it, but it was competitive. It was scary for them. I mean, if BAM scaled a little more, if the Awakenings were a little more favorable for BALN Ballers, you might be still in game, witnessing a different moment. But yeah, Doxy, every time she got low, traded on perfectly with Tragic, and Tragic just setting up offensive rune secondary teleports is just absolutely wild to me. And great game here from Heavy Metal Gundam. Well deserved.
Yeah, and you have to think about how this will affect the oncoming weeks, right? BALN is now 1-4, really gonna have to fight for their life to get a playoff spot here, and HMG doing a really good job of setting themselves up for the future.